I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Why at the end of the pledges do we take a moment of silence? At that time, we've shown our respect to both flags, American and Texas, and now is your turn to sit and reflect on things that might be important to you. On any given day, it could be anything from just got through that math test, or it might be Mom was upset with me this morning. What did I do to deserve that? It's a moment to just sort of calm things down, to take into consideration that, hey, I got a minute all by myself just to let the air calm down.
But also know it's a time for each student to reflect without having to worry about what is being said out loud. It gives them an opportunity to think of relatives or whatever else is on their mind. I know all the years I've been teaching, I've had a lot of my students that have gone off to war. Have some that come back from Afghanistan and would let me know that things really not the way they appear to be sometimes. So I always take that time to reflect back on my students who have given up so much of their time and their lives in order to go over there and help us.
We don't pledge to a person. We don't pledge to the president, nor the governor, nor the senators, nor the congressmen. We pledge to the idea of freedom. When I took my oath in the United States Air Force, I didn't pledge to the Commander-in-Chief. I took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that's unique.
When I was a child of about 10, 11 years old, I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma, and there was a parade coming through town. As the parade was marching back around to go back to the starting point, the flags were going in front of the rest of the parade and passed by my grandfather's house. I was out mowing, and during that time, my grandfather came over, tapped me on the shoulder, had me cut the mower off, go over to the fence, and we both stood very silently and respectfully with our hats off as the flag passed by the house. I didn't fully understand or comprehend what he meant for me to do at that time, but I just followed his lead. And then he explained to me in regard to what happened with him going over with World War II and my father being over in Vietnam and the others who have served throughout the years of what that flag means, and having that time to reflect on our thoughts to those people and about our country, and to just have a moment that we can really look at ourselves and are we following that lead? Are we doing what we're supposed to do? Are we taking the responsibility and being respectful of those who've gone on before us and who are serving to this day, our veterans, and to thank them and appreciate what they do?
Would be a chance to reflect on all of the people that I have known that have served this country and have given us the right to be sitting here in a classroom getting an education, because without the servicemen and women that have gone before us that we celebrated Veterans Day for, all this moment of silence wouldn't be possible. So I like to try to reflect back and think of the people that made a difference in my life that were veterans. And that would start with my dad. And my dad was such an important part to the things that I believe are important in this country. And he got those values again by serving in World War II.
For me, it's a time to remember those brothers in arms, the ones who can't enjoy electricity or running water or a hot meal. They live in conditions that you and I don't see day to day. I think about my brothers in arms all the time, whether they're in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, and even the Coast Guard. I think about those who can't be with us, who can only be with us in spirit, who have paid the ultimate price for our freedom. That is why our freedom is unique. we hold that silence to acknowledge those people that have given us our freedom.
Well, that moment of silence is used to give you that brief moment to reflect upon the history of the United States and all the fallen people who have given their lives to provide us this freedoms that we have. Can you imagine if you lived in a world where you couldn't talk or you were forced not to speak? That's the truth of people across the world. But because of the people that have sacrificed before us, we have those abilities now. The moment of silence also allows us to reflect upon our behaviors from this moment on for our day. And what do we plan on doing with ourselves? So that moment of silence actually speaks very loudly to you for your future and your past. Now come join me in a moment of silence.